The latest news, weather, and traffic from the Gallery Furniture Made in America studios. This is News Radio 740 KTRH, Houston, an iHeartRadio station.
Thursday, Bloody Thursday for dozens of Sam's Clubs across the country. I'm Scott Crowder. It's 3 o'clock on News Radio 740 KTRH. Traffic and weather together. Here's Katie London.
The rain has contributed to several accidents. Got a jackknifed 18-wheeler north Sam east at Ella. That's backed up from Antoine. I-10 the Katy coming inbound at the Beltway. Got a wreck there in the 3 center lanes. 145 North Freeway inbound just before the Beltway. That's a stalled 18-wheeler. And also an accident on the South Loop westbound at Alameda. There's one on the North Loop west at 45. And 288 as you're moving outbound approaching the South Sam. A stop and go from Airport. I'm Katie London in the GulfCoastWindows.com 24-hour traffic center.
Powerful Pacific cold front slamming on through Texas. Couple of thunder showers out there, but the big story is the wind this afternoon and the cold coming in tonight. We're under a wind advisory here for 30-mile-per-hour wind gusts this afternoon and into tonight as the front clears us. Then it gets cold. 68 degrees our high today with thunder showers around. Windy and colder tonight, low 32 with wind chills in the 20s. I'm Scott Laria at the Weather Channel.
64 on the island, 65 here at the KTRH Top Tax Defenders 24-hour Weather Center. 301, our top story. Sam's Club's locations that abruptly closed today include the one on Westheimer at Eldridge, the South Loop across from Energy Park, and the Valley Ranch Town Center in New Caney. 63 Sam's Clubs across the country abruptly closed today, the day Walmart announced a new $11 minimum wage for its employees. A former student at Nimitz High is charged with a New Year's Day car theft where he left a 7-month-old baby on the side of the road in freezing temperatures. Precinct 4 Constable Mark Herman says the baby girl is said to be doing fine after a deputy found her still strapped in her car seat 2 hours later.
Had our deputy not turned down that alleyway, that kid would not have been found till the next morning. And again, it was in the mid-20s, that night. Coldest day of the year.
Constable Herman says the 16-year-old was arrested after numerous tips to Crime Stoppers. Boy apparently bragged about it at school. He says neither the boy nor his parents have cooperated with police. Investigation continues into human remains found yesterday at a golf course in LaPorte. Remains were discovered wrapped in a blanket and tarp at Bay Forest Golf Course near South Broadway. LaPorte police say they have a reason to believe the remains had been stored for a while at a mini storage facility on Spencer Highway, about 4 miles from the golf course. Investigators are looking through missing person reports and trying to find out who rented that storage unit. A Montgomery County Sheriff's deputy is on administrative leave as she faces 2 counts of misdemeanor deadly conduct. An investigation by the Sheriff's Office, the Montgomery County DA, and Texas Rangers led to charges against 30-year-old Deputy Eveline Sirocco. Charges arose from a roadway incident in June in the Woodlands. Investigators gave no details other than to note that she was off duty in her personal car at the time. She turned herself in last month and is out on bond. Waco ranks as a top tourist destination.
The Central Texas city is making TripAdvisor's 2018 list of the top 10 trending tourist destinations across the country. TripAdvisor's annual list is based on ratings posted by travelers and tourists. Coming in at number 2 on the nationwide list, exciting Waco. The city is home to the Texas Ranger Hall of Fame and Museum, as well as the Waco Mammoth National Monument, site of a number of mammoth fossils. There's also Magnolia Market at the Silos, a home decor store, and the historic Brazos Valley Cotton Oil Company. Rachel Estrada, News Radio 740, KTRH.
KTRH News Time is 3:04. The markets are closed. Here's KTRH Money Man, Pat Shin.
Well, good afternoon to you, Scott. Stocks closing the day higher. The Dow Industrials finishing the day up by 205 points, closing at 25,574. S&P 500 up 19. The NASDAQ up by 20, make that 58 points. All 3 indices were up about 0.75% for the day. Airlines as well as oil services, some of the better performing groups. Utilities, one of the very, very few groups that finished the day in negative territory. This morning before the bell, the U.S. Labor Department said the producer price index actually fell by 0.1%. That was below the increase of 0.2% analysts had expected. The producer price index is up 2.6% year over year. We could look at the consumer price index tomorrow before the bell. Weaker dollar gave oil and gold prices a lift. Oil up another 23 cents today, $63.80 a barrel. That helped a number of Houston-based companies. Anadarko Petroleum up 5.5%, Apache up 4.5%. Finally, gold prices also higher, up $3.20 an ounce at $1,323. With the check of your money from the Office of Heritage Asset Advisors, I'm Pat Shen for News Radio 740 KTRH.
Some Republicans say they've got a bipartisan agreement on Dreamers, but they need a few more votes. Arizona Senator Jeff Flake.
Right now, this is the only bipartisan agreement out there, and we're just shopping it to more of our colleagues.
But Senator Lindsey Graham says there's no deal yet concerning DACA. He said that after a trip to the White House.
No deal yet. There's got to be one because we're running out of time.
Now more of the Sean Hannity Show. I'm Scott Crowder, News Radio 740 KTRH.